Hi guys, it's Lara. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back to my channel. So recently I came across several videos from other YouTubers about so-called bullet journal, and it got me really curious because I felt that might be a thing that would actually really add a certain value to my life. It would help me to stay better organized, so I have decided to give it a shot. I bought myself a little notebook that will serve me as my very first bullet journal till the end of 2017, and then I will see how I like it, if I actually go through with it, if it really helps or if it's just an extra task for me to do. And if I'm gonna like it, I will continue with it in 2018, so I'm just trying it out. And in today's video I will tell you a little bit about what a bullet journal is. I will show you my bullet journal, and then I will tell you why did I design it the way I did. So if you want to know more about that, then please keep watching. A bullet journal is a notebook that has a bullet pattern on its pages instead of the typical graph paper or lined paper. These bullets are a little bit less noticeable, so the background for your things is less busy, but at the same time they are still a nice guide because they help you stay in line, and you can also connect them when you need to draw lines or tables, so it's really a great design. However, you do not have to have this original bullet journal. If you want to try it out, you can take any notebook you have at home. The main idea behind these journals is to create something for yourself that is way more flexible than the typical calendars that you would buy in stores. So these calendars are a nice thing. They are pre-designed, so when you buy them you just open them and you can use them immediately. No need to design anything, no need to number the pages or whatever, but they have the exact amount of space for every single day in year, which is very often not realistic, because there are times when we are super busy and we would wish to have more pages so that we could write everything down, but there is just not enough space in the calendar. And on the other hand, there are times that are super laid back, so you wouldn't write anything for ages, and I always feel like it's such a waste of paper, and that was always the reason why I actually never bought these calendars. So this wonderful sparkly thing is my try-out bullet journal for the rest of this year. I actually wanted to have a simple black notebook, but it was not possible apparently, because every single notebook they had either some kind of a logo on it or writing or some weird pattern. They even had some with unicorns. I mean, I find unicorns cute, but I just don't want to have a unicorn on my notebook. And then they had some in really flashy colors, which I didn't like, so I looked for something that was monochrome, and the only thing close to monochrome was this. And they had several other shades too. I think there was like a copper shade and a golden shade, but I went with the silver one because that's the one I liked the best. Little did I know that it has also writing inside. I actually thought when I looked at the bottom that it's gonna have graph paper in it. No, it has writing. Okay, I have to turn the light a little bit down. It says "Every day is magic" on every single freaking page, and I think there are also little hearts. So if I knew that that was the case, I probably wouldn't have gotten this one. I would have probably gone with one of the black notebooks with the logo, and I would just cover it with something. But I already bought this one, so I'm just gonna use it. And now let's have a look at what's inside. My bullet journal has this elastic band on the side, which is a nice thing to have because it keeps the journal closed whenever it's in my bag. And I also use this band in order to mark a certain page. When we open it, the first page doesn't open all the way down. That's also the reason why I skipped it. And here we have my index. I write everything down with a plain pencil. When I don't like something, I simply erase it. This is the best way for me because I can be sometimes very anal retentive when it comes to things. And if I would have things inside that don't look neat, it would freak me out. On the other hand, I'm not willing to put too much effort in it, so this is as artistic as I will get. I'm not willing to do more than this writing, and the rest is pretty simple, as you will see, because it has to be functional and I don't want to spend way too much time with this. However, if you would enjoy putting a little bit more effort in this, using different colors, maybe even stickers or washi tape, glitter glue or whatever, drawing pictures, go ahead, knock yourself out. It is your journal and you have to like it. As long as it's functional and as long as it makes you happy, it's fine. And honestly, the opinion of others does not matter at all for most of the things in life. So you can see that I have already written down a few things. So I have here a few pages that I have already filled, and let's start with the first one. This is where I also started numbering the pages because up till here it didn't really make much sense. So here we have the 2017 overview, or more like what's left of the year. Even though I started in the second last October week, I have still written down the entire month because I wanted this to look neat. And you can also see I made a little exception with the pictures because I'm a sucker for Christmas. So I wanted to have a little Christmas tree here because this is a season I enjoy a lot. I left the next page blank because at the time it felt like the right thing to do in case I wanted to write down some notes here. And here we have my goals and wishes for the rest of 2017. As you can see, there are not many and none of them is material. There is just nothing I wish for right now. I am a very happy person. I feel like I'm in a really good place right now. I'm grateful for everything I have. I'm grateful for every single day in my life, so hence only a few wishes. So I still wish to be able to do splits and I'm still working on it. I'm not there yet, but I still see progress, which makes me very happy. However, should I by any chance sit my butt down in my splits till the end of 2017, it would definitely make my day. Then I want to work further on my bachelor thesis and possibly even finish it by the end of the year. However, it's not really realistic because I need to get some feedback always. But my supervisor is very busy and he doesn't always have time, so I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I'm still working on it regularly. Then I have a few wishes regarding my YouTube channel, so obviously I would wish for a certain amount of subscribers because who wouldn't, you know. Then the next thing is long hair. So I'm growing out my pixie and my hair finally got to a point where I can style it so that it looks like long hair again, and I'm just not gonna cut it till the end of the year at least. So this is my wish. Obviously I can't speed this up really, but I can still wish for it, right? Then we have a point here that's a really difficult thing for me. It's about my shoulders. I had an injury a few years ago and my left shoulder still bothers me. I can tell when I'm doing the bridge or when I'm doing things where my shoulder need to be more flexible. It hurts sometimes a lot, so I have to be very careful there. I massage it regularly, I stretch my shoulders regularly, and I'm just being super careful, and I'm listening a lot to my body so that I don't overdo it here. And I wish for more flexibility, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And the last point here is to finish a book I'm reading right now. I'm reading a book from a German author called Matthias Schmidt. It's called Aus dem Traum. It's a second book in the series and it's a really good thriller. I love these books, but I didn't get a lot of chances to read recently, so by the end of the year I would really want to finish this book because then I want to continue with my Game of Thrones books, which I did not finish yet since they are freaking long. So I left the next page blank in case of I suddenly started wishing for things, which I don't think it's gonna happen, but you know, I have space just in case. Then I have here 2017 overview, things I learned, and on the other side I am writing things I'm grateful for or proud of. So I really learned recently to not give a fuck what others think or say about me. That has been a long process for me because the way I've been raised, I was always a person who tried to please everyone, but you can't do that ever in the entire life because there will always be someone who's gonna bitch about you, so just stop caring about what people say about you. When I got to this point, I felt like a huge weight has been lifted from my shoulders. The next point is here, I learned to pursue only what makes me happy. I gave up a few things like 2 years ago, where people thought I'm crazy, but honestly, some of the decisions were the best decisions of my life when I decided to simplify my life, and that's all that matters. And for anyone who doesn't agree, see point 1. Then the third point I have here is I learned to be better organized. Now, I was already quite well organized before, but this year I certainly kicked my butt a bit more. I also learned to better prioritize, and I also learned to listen to my body to a point where I feel I'm finally more in balance with nature. I was always able to listen to my body, but I feel like I came to a better point this year. So these are things I learned so far. I think there were more things than that, but these were the things that came into my mind when I was writing this list. And 2 things I'm really happy about this year is that I started doing yoga on a regular basis, and that I also started taking pole dance classes again. And right now it came to me that I'm also happy that I finished all of my classes at the university, so let's write it down. I have also written down that I started working on my bachelor thesis, because that is a huge deal for me. Once I'm gonna be finished with this thesis, I'm gonna get my degree, and that is an amazing thing, because I'm gonna be the first person in my direct family who's gonna get a university degree. My sister finished high school. My mom did not even finish high school because she was born at 1942 during the war, and her family just didn't have the money for it. So it's a big thing for me. I'm really proud of that, especially because I was always working and going to university at the same time, and it's been really tough. There were times when I thought I'm gonna go crazy, but I still went through with it, and now I'm gonna be done soon and I'm gonna get my degree. So definitely a thing I'm proud of and very grateful for. Then I have here my video ideas for my creative channel Montberg TV and for this channel, so I'm just not gonna go into any details, but you get the idea. I left one page blank because I'm having ideas constantly, and whenever I have them I just write things down. Then I made an October overview. Basically I could have saved myself the first page since I started only in the second last week, but it felt like the right thing to do, me being anal as usual. And whenever I have some tasks written down in the journal, I want to write the page down on the overview so that I can look at the months and say, okay, there's something happening on the 24th or 26th, and then I know I have to look through the next pages. Now, this thing here is called the tracker. It's, in my opinion, one of the most useful things in this whole journal, and I'm really fond of it already. So what you have here is basically a table for the certain month with the dates, and then you write down things that you want to do either daily or on a regular basis. So pardon me for covering a few of these things, but this is very personal and I'm just not willing to share everything on the internet. But I give you a few ideas. You could write here, for example, saying affirmation or flossing, or I don't know, getting period, going to your sports classes, reading a book, doing your homework if you're still going to school and stuff like that. So whenever you do these things, you just make a checking sign, and then you know when these things happened. So definitely a very useful thing. I left the next page blank, and then I have simply the following days that I felt like I need to write something down, like rescheduling an appointment, writing a letter of attorney, and some other things. Like for the 25th of October, I've written down I need to do some yard work. That's, by the way, today, so that's why no checking signs here. What you can do here is to make yourself some kind of a key that will help you to understand what happened when you look back. So for example, the checking sign is something that you use obviously when you did the task. If you didn't, you can use a cross. If you move the task to some other day, you can make like an arrow that goes to the right, and you can write the date, let's say like, I don't know, 26th of October. And if you did it earlier, you could do like an arrow that goes to the left, and you write also the date, and you know, aha, it's already done, and then you can make additionally also the checking sign. Whatever works for you. This is just an idea, and that's everything I have so far in my journal. Since I've been using my journal only for a few days, it is way too early for me to say if I'm gonna like this thing long term or if it's just gonna end up being one more additional thing I own. Up till now, I've been saving all of my appointments and deadlines in my calendar on my phone because I like the notifications, and I will continue doing that. I used to write my video ideas into the app Notes on my phone, and I think I'm just gonna do it more now into the journal. I will do it with the notes only when I'm not at home and when I don't have my journal with me, and I will see how it works, and I'm just gonna kind of synchronize it, and by the end of the year I will know if I will want to continue or not. I think the best thing would be to film, like in the last December week, an update for you guys. Then I can tell you a little bit more how I feel about the journal by then. So if you have any questions, just write them in the comments. I link down below in the description box a few other videos about bullet journal from other YouTubers. You will find there also all of my Instagram accounts. There are also 2 discount codes for you guys and several other videos that I filmed that might be interesting for you. And that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumb up. And you can also subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. And I love you guys so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you at my next video. Bye!